Let's get your week starting off just right with the right mix of news and conversation. Whether you're catching us online or watching us on TV, hop on, join the chat. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to
Beautiful Day! All right, so we got a great show to start off the week. Napaka-timely rin yung mga topics natin ngayon.
Yes, that's right. Our favorite psych is back on the show. Doc Carandang is joining us later on to talk about online gambling addiction.
Ayun. And, you
Yes.
know, we've seen that. Online gambling could be many things. Of course, there's minsan may isabong rin. Naging issue yun recently, di ba?
Yung hindi mo mapigilan,
Oo,
di ba?
kahit nasa trabaho ka,
Oo,
nag-iisabong ka.
right.
Or at least nanonood ng isabong, not necessarily.
Baka na-click
oo.
lang yung link
Baka
tapos
na-click
hindi
lang yung
naman
link,
pala.
oo.
Ano, yeah, he was just checking it out. You know?
Yeah, of
Sino ba
course.
pinag-uusapan natin? Sino ba?
No, but still, of course.
No, but it has become an addiction.
Yes, it
right?
has.
And, you know, I did a little research and ang laki pala ng percentage of online gamblers na aged 18 to 21 or to 24. Diba they start as early as 18 pero ang legal gambling age is 21.
21. It's parang yung legal drinking age minsan, no? Like,
Oo,
it's not,
naiiba bigla
naiiba minsan
Yeah,
for some
yeah.
people. Though, of course, apart from the fact that medyo age-old problem na to, it has just become a bit more accessible. We've seen even legislators suggest na baka kailangan i-ban completely. Baka kailangan i-monitor even better or regulate
Yeah.
even better.
Stricter rules.
Even considering the use of digital banking, digital wallets for these particular services, yung mga online gambling, right? So, well, obviously, we're still seeing that develop. We're gonna see how it affects yung brains natin.
Yes.
Eventually,
And
oo.
our relationships as well. So later, Doc Carandang is going to discuss about online gambling addiction, how it affects our lives, and also his take on whether it should be banned completely or just if he's just for stricter regulations.
Yes, kasi mahirap tanggalin din eh. Yeah. Of course, we also have a guest later coming on Weather HQ from the Lung Center of the
Ooh,
Philippines.
what about?
We're going to be talking about basically how air quality, air pollution affects our lungs. Diba? We always hear about secondhand smoke, the smoke caused by cars in general. I remember back in the day, may mga studies about black carbon in EDSA in particular. So there are lots of things to talk about when it comes to air quality and of course taking care of our lungs. It's not just you know, the whole vape and smoking and other issues we discussed in the past, pero pati yung environment natin kailangan pag-usapan when it comes to that.
Can you ask your guest later? Kasi I'm curious.
O sige, sulat ko
Cigarette
dito.
smoking.
Oo.
Cigarette smoking, 'di ba, is bad for your health. Yung secondhand smoke
Yes.
ng cigarette. Yung vape ba, does it have the same effect?
Ayun. So we're gonna ask that later on as
Yeah,
well.
can
Apart from,
ask.
kasi
I'm
syempre,
curious.
it's also part of the environment.
Yeah.
I mean, like, of course, we can consider that as part of it. But then let's take a look at the factors that he will discuss later on. But of course, for those who want questions to add on, like what Anne just did, you can do it via checking us out online.
That's
you can check
right.
on Facebook and YouTube.
We are already online. Facebook, YouTube. There's a comment section there. Please do send us your messages and your questions for our guests later. I'm sure marami silang tanong about, you know, online gambling and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So just throw them at us and we will read them on air. Include your name also para, you know, if you guys want to say hello to anyone, pwede rin pabate here
Of
on our
course.
show. And also, we are live on the Facebook page of Mellow 94.7 BFM. We have to check later if we're already simulcasting as well on Mellow. So there you go. So many ways to get in touch with us. So
I know.
please do join us for
And-
the next hour and a half.
And no excuse not to listen to us.
Oh, yeah.
Kasi we are literally everywhere.
Everywhere.
There's just an incredible amount of reach. And of course, we're very happy to have all of you with us. Now, if you are listening on radio, if we are there, we'll double check with that, of course. Maybe you might be on the road at the moment.
Yeah, so let's check the situation in major roads at this hour. Let's take a look at EDSA White Plains first. On the left side of your screens, you're seeing vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard already looking very busy. Moderate traffic building up on that stretch. Opposite lane, Still green and go. The right side are for vehicles heading to Cubao. Now this time, let's take a look at what's happening along EDSA Quezon Avenue flyover. On the left side, you're seeing vehicles heading to Quiapo. We're seeing moderate traffic also building up on that lane. Opposite side, same situation, moderate traffic. The right side are vehicles heading to Quezon Memorial Circle. Now heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Monday today, so vehicles with license plates ending in 1 and 2 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And the Department of Energy says we can expect another round of oil price increases coming tomorrow, August 5. According to the DOE, gasoline is expected to increase by 1 peso and 50 centavos per liter, while diesel will go up by 1 peso per liter and kerosene by 80 centavos per liter. The projected increase is based on foreign exchange averages and other factors, such as the U.S. and EU trade deal and renewed concern on supply disruption following Trump's sanction on Russian and Iranian oil. Now let's find out what the weather will be like this Monday. Paolo has today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Paolo.
Thank you so much, Anne. Let's take a look at the local weather where the southwest monsoon has slightly weakened and is now affecting the extreme northern part of Luzon. Now, if you are in Batanes or the Babuyan Islands, you can expect generally cloudy skies with the occasional sunshine and a chance of isolated rain showers or thunderstorms, most likely in the afternoon or in the evening. Now, looking at Metro Manila and the rest of the country, we're seeing generally fair weather all throughout the day. Now, there's plenty of sunshine ahead with just a slight chance of scattered clouds and passing showers later on. But a quick reminder, this clear weather also means stronger sun and midday heat. So make sure you stay hydrated, wear light clothing, and if you can, avoid staying under the sun from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in particular, because that is when the temperatures tend to peak. And while the skies may look clear, localized thunderstorms can still develop by late afternoon or early evening. They're usually short-lived, but can bring heavy rain, so it's best to have an umbrella or a raincoat on hand just in case. Now, meanwhile, as of 2 a.m. today, Pag-asa is currently monitoring a low-pressure area located outside the Philippine Area of Responsibility. So far, this LPA has a low chance of developing into tropical depression within the next 24 hours. So there is no immediate threat, but we'll keep on monitoring it, keep an eye on it just in case there are changes in its movement or its intensity. Now, to our fisherfolk and sea travelers, good news for your Monday voyages, because as of this morning, no gale warning has been issued anywhere in the country. Sea conditions are expected to be light to moderate across most coastal areas, which means small to medium-sized vessels can safely sail safely sail in generally fair weather conditions. Now, despite the good weather, always stay alert and keep monitoring weather updates, and as always, sail safe and stay smooth. That's it for Weather HQ at the moment, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Pao. Now on to our top stories. Speculations are still ongoing on whether this year's barangay and SK elections will be delayed due to a proposal in Congress pending approval from the president. Election lawyer Romulo Macalintal says he is doubtful the proposal will pass for multiple reasons, including the fact that it will extend the term of incumbent officials. According to COMELEC, they've received information that President Marcos Jr. will have a ceremonial signing of the proposed law on August 12. But to be sure, they are still pushing through with voter registration and election preparation.
Still in that story, COMELEC Chairman George Garcia gave us his official stance on a possible delay of the BSK elections on BNC's agenda weekend. Now, his main point is that whether or not to delay the election is the discretion of the executive and legislative departments. And the Commission on Elections' main duty is to facilitate their decision.
Sa part ng Commission on Elections, wala naman po kaming posisyon dyan opisyal kung mapopospone o marireset sapagkat ang COMELEC ay nakapagpatupad lamang ng batas natin. Sa kasalukuyan, meron po tayong batas na nagsasabing December 1 ang susunod na barangay and SK elections. at yan po yung ipapatupad namin. Subalit kung sakali po ito'y baguhin, magkaroon ng panibagong batas, yan po yung ipapatupad natin. Sa bandang huli, ito ay absolute discretion ng Executive Department at Legislative Department ng ating pamahalaan.
The Department of Public Works and Highways is open to a possible shift in how flood control is managed in Metro Manila as questions continue to swirl around alleged ghost projects inserted in the 2025 budget. But in an interview on BNC's Agenda Weekend, DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan said any such move would require careful coordination among local governments.
Very much welcome po. I think very much welcome kung talagang kukunin po nila yung responsibilidad ng lahat ng flood control on their own resources. Kung kukunin po ng mga local government units, I think dapat sila mag-usap how they're going to integrate the entire flood control program for Metro Manila.
Now, for the first time in 18 years, the Philippines is making a state visit to India. President Marcos will be in New Delhi until August 8 to mark 75 years of diplomatic ties, focusing on economic security and science cooperation. He'll meet with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, top Indian officials, and business leaders, including a trip to Bangalore to talk investments. Marcos is also set to meet members of the Filipino community while in the country.
Now in world news, Belgium's Air Force dropped the first in a series of aid packages into Gaza in cooperation with Jordan on Sunday. 15 tons of food were dropped into the territory, consisting mostly of pasta, rice, canned products, and powdered milk. Gaza's health ministry reported 6 more recently died of starvation and malnutrition in Gaza. The United Nations said the airdrops of food are insufficient and that Israel must let in far more aid by land. Pope Leo XIV.
Pope Leo XIV. I'm sorry, that went to me instead.
Oh,
I saw myself there and I'm like, whoa!
okay, go ahead.
I like talking about the Pope anyway. So Pope Leo XIV addressed the youth during his largest event yet on Sunday. The Pope encouraged a crowd of more than 1 million Catholic young people to spread their faith. This Mass capped a special week of events meant to energize the Catholic youth.
Rather, fullness has to do with what we joyfully welcome and share. Buying, hoarding, and consuming are not enough. We need to lift our eyes, to look upwards to the things that are above. Continue to walk joyfully in the footsteps of the Savior, and spread your enthusiasm and the witness of your faith to everyone you meet.
Now, Las Pilipinas gets a podium finish in the CV League with a 4-set win over Indonesia on Sunday, August 3. Las Pilipinas overcomes Indonesia 25-20, 25-20, 16-25, and 25-13 to secure the bronze medal finish in Nakhon Ratchasima in Thailand. This is the 3rd consecutive bronze medal finish of the Philippine nationals in the competition. Now, despite the team finish, South star Angel Canino shines for an individual nod. Canino is named one of the 2 best outside hitters of the tournament, her highlight being a 16-point outing against eventual champions Thailand. Las Pilipinas will see action yet again in the second leg of the CV League from August 8 to 10 in Vietnam. Now over in F1, Lando Norris held off McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri in a tense final lap to win the Hungarian Grand Prix and cut Piastri's Formula 1 lead to just 9 points. Norris used a one-stop strategy while Piastri closed a 12-second gap to within half a second but ran out of time. George Russell took 3rd for Mercedes while Ferrari's Charles Leclerc slipped to 4th after a costly penalty. It's Norris's 5th win of the season and McLaren's 7-1-2 in 14 races.
Now, the Department of Health recently recognized online gambling addiction as a serious mental health problem. The doctor is in after the break. Psychologist Jhon Carandang talks about this issue that hounds Filipino families. So don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. again. Welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. The Department of Health recently sounded the alarm on the impact of online gambling addiction to mental health. As the country grapples with online gambling boom, we'll dive deep into this issue in Health Matters. And we are joined today by psychologist Jhon Cadiz Carandang, our resident psych. Welcome back to the show, Doc.
Yeah, thank you for having me here again.
We are so psyched to have you back, our resident psych.
Yes,
I had to insert that, But anyway, online gambling addiction. Some lawmakers and some church leaders are saying this is a new plague. What is it about online gambling that really gets you addicted and hooked?
Actually, it is not anymore new to me, Any form of gambling is addictive. So whether it is online or the traditional gambling is addictive. Unfortunately, naging highlight na lang yung online. Na doon na tayo nagkaroon ng a call for to respond or to address these issues because young adults is already involved. Unlike before, we can say na parang ano lang yan, mahigpit, there is a regulation. Unfortunately, even during our childhood days, we are exposed to gambling like karera ng mga daga sa peryahan, if you could remember, bingguhan, So it is basically as a gambling, but nagkataon lang that it is not just parang just a form of play or for leisure. Unfortunately, ito na. This is a new challenge for the government and for the church on how to address this issue.
Doc, sorry, hindi ko nakabutan yung karerahan ng mga daga
sa
peryahan. Pero
Grabe to. Pero yung mga bingguhan, I'm sure.
bingguhan, oo.
Yeah,
oo.
Di ba? You still remember those days, no?
bingo. And I remember my lolo talaga, nagsasabong siya. Dami niyang manok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some people feel or think na may mga quote-unquote initial wins. Yung, kumbaga, beginner's luck. Do you feel that, kasi minsan mahirap sabihin, especially when it's sports gambling in particular, na tama yung hula mo and all of that. When the initial success happens, how much more likely or difficult is it for someone to get out of yung habit na yun?
Yeah, at first, parang try lang muna sila. What is 1 cent, 25 centavo, 50 centavo online na itataya mo. And then eventually, you're not knowing na, oh my God, nagkakaroon ka na ng impulsive behavior that you cannot really say no or you cannot really resist din. May drive na doon or merong, kumbaga, gigil, ika nga. But when you already there, you cannot even now control when to stop or how to stop it. Kasi para sa'yo, wala namang mawawala. That's the idea of playing. And for yourself, probably you could probably say na, it's for fun. Nothing to worry about it. Pero di mo pala alam that affected na pala yung well-being mo, affected na yung schedule mo, affected na yung relationship mo, and hook ka na pala doon. And that's the problem with gambling. Whether it is a traditional gambling or online gambling, yun ang problem. Na nandoon na yung pagiging compulsive, nagiging negative behavior, at nandoon na yung mga bad mental habits, procrastination, away dito, away doon. Or sometimes, ang worst, yung magnanakaw ka na, getting stolen money from your parents or from your accounts or from your business. It's not the worst thing.
Yeah. Pag wala ka nang mabet, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naghahanap ka.
Oo. You'll really try to find something para meron kang ipangtaya. We hear a lot about yung shame, secrecy, tapos pagka natalo, they're hiding their financial losses. How do these emotional reactions, Doc, trap someone deeper into this addiction?
The problem here is hindi nila kayang i-recognize yun.
Okay.
No? There's no parang acceptance na I need help, something like that. No? Parang the shame itself na parang wala naman it's normal thing na siguro to Parang ganito na ako, tanggapin niyo na ako. Parang it's me. But the problem here is hindi siya open kasi doon sa rehabilitation o doon sa pagbabago ng behavior. Because what? The problem with this is pag nanalo, sayang yung opportunity.
Yeah.
Pag natalo, anyway, babawi ako. baka pwede makahiram. Something like that.
Yeah.
Hindi nila alam, walang nananalo sa sugal.
Okay.
Walang nananalo. It's just a matter of playing lang na, sige, nananalo ka and then eventually, yung nanalo mo, pambabayad mo sana ng utang, hindi eh. Ang nasa mindset mo, opportunity knocks only, di ba?
Right,
Once,
right.
di ba? Parang, ando na. Pero ito ang nakakatakot. Paano kapag dumating sa point na hindi mo na kayang bayaran yung utang?
Yeah.
That's the problem now. At nandito na yung mga lies, andito na yung tipong, sad to say, papasok na yung mga mental health issues. Like depression, anxiety, and even personality disorder.
Doc, syempre, they were taking a look at this because, for example, DOH, na-mention niya na mental health issue na ang online gambling. There's also a mental health institution here in the Philippines that says 7 out of 10 patients were in for gambling addiction. Let's start off siguro by discussing ano nga ba ang rubric to self-assess kung may addiction problem or at least signs of addiction problem of someone who participates in online gambling. Kasi as you mentioned a while ago, sasabihin ng iba, hindi naman to problema eh, wala naman nasasaktan. So how can we determine if someone is starting to show signs, especially if you're trying to self-evaluate yourself?
Well, anything that is in excess, talagang nasisira na yung well-being mo. For me, it is needful to address the issue. Now, if a person involved in gambling, online or traditional gambling, nagbago na yung ABC niya, yung affective, yung behavior, and the cognition, we have to address it. Affective. When we say affective, nagbago na yung kanyang emotion na parang nagkakaroon na siya ng negative emotions. Behavior. Negative behavior like irritability, nananakit na, nagnanakaw na. And cognitive like, well, wala na. I'm lost. I'm failed. Diba? I'm failure. So, hindi na siya nagiging healthy sa community. Hindi na rin siya healthy sa family. So, that's the time na para sa akin, we have to address that addiction. Kasi, pag hindi mo na kaya makontrol, there's already an impulse, no? Then yun na yung problem. Whether gambling lang o simpleng pag-inom ng coffee, pag nasira na yung mindset, tago na natin yan. Okay?
Coffee.
Or
Inom pa ako, sorry.
Sorry, Doc.
yeah, or
We can't
alcohol.
let go of the
Yeah.
addiction.
Sarap!
Sarap, di ba? That's the problem. Pag nabago na lahat, no?
Right, yeah,
Anything that is in excess is dangerous, ika nga. So, yun yung aking kailangan natin maging mindful, na maging aware na hanggang kailan ba tayo, no? I mean, going back to online addiction, wag mo na subukan. Kasi talagang addictive andun yung gigil mo na at maglalaro ka and then the animation is so colorful and attractive.
Yeah.
Then you cannot really say no or stop it. Talagang, I used to visit. I have to admit it. I have to go to the site for me to understand ano meron. And I found out that through my e-wallet, I can bet, di ba? Parang, oh my God, paano kapag, di ba? Kaya ko kasi kontrolin.
Yeah.
So, paano yung iba?
Very accessible na kasi siya.
Very accessible.
Yeah.
So nakakatakot, no? I cannot deny it kasi I cannot speak here pag wala namang experience na or exposure doon, no?
Yeah.
So para sa akin, I tried once. I have only 150 in my e-wallet, and then I won that mga 30 pesos. And then nag-bet din ako. Ang hirap din pala. Kasi parang wow, from 150 to 30 pesos to 29 pesos. To negative 50 centavos.
Oo, di ba?
Uutang ako, oh my God. Hindi.
Yeah.
I said, okay, this is the problem now with the society, na yung accessibility.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oo. Kasi ako, 47. Nandun naman 21 years old. Pwede naman are you
Yeah, that's
above
true.
21 years old?
Yes.
Well, kung 15 years old ako, I could say yes.
Oo.
Diba? Nakakatakot yun.
Surveys show nga, Doc, na 66% of Filipinos aged 18 to 24, they gamble regularly. Tapos 57% yung 41 to 55 age range. So, makikita mo na as young as 18, they are already getting addicted, 'di ba? Legally, they can only start at 21. Meron ka na bang nakakausap na clients, Doc, na as early as 18, they're already getting hooked? How early are the first hooks happening here?
I have 2 clients whose ages is 15 and 17 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
Imagine. Ang alam ng mother, naglalaro lang ng online games, no? The usual.
Well,
Yeah.
tama naman.
Tama naman. Wala, di ba? Parang
Online
yun ang
games.
generation nila.
Oo.
Pero, not knowing, dahil pwede naman mag-transfer sa e-wallet, di ba? As I've said.
Yes.
Then, natutunan na. Especially during the COVID, ang dami mga online sabong, online games na na siyempre ikaw, idle ka. So, sabi nga ng isang santo, St. John Bosco, an idle mind is a playground of evil. So, if you're idle, just get your cellphone and try to play.
Yeah.
Ang tingin mo lang kasi sa online sa gambling is, o yung online, is just a play. Just a leisure. Stress ako gusto ko lang maaliw. Pero hindi pala. And mind you, umaabot sila ng this oras ng gabi o 3 a.m. or even in the morning of 6 a.m. na hindi nila alam na, wow, this must be, the parents should be alarming this na, kasi pwede naman dayain yung information.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
ako, one of my suggestions is talagang total ban sa online
So-
gambling.
Oh, so that's your stance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Sorry.
Doc, I just wanna go deeper into that. So, syempre may mga arguments na regulation na lang kasi sinasabi ng ibang legislators or and other people na kung hindi natin i-legislate or i-regulate, that means magiging underground na lang. Hindi naman mawawala yung gambling. But when you mention yung total ban, syempre, that's also a strong stance for some legislators. Bakit sa palagay mo kailangan total ban at hindi regulation?
Kasi kung regulation, ang daming mga possible na lusot. I'm not a lawyer, no? Pero possible na justification. Pero kung total ban, wala tayong accessibility. Let's try to live in a 90s or even 80s na walang accessibility to, no? So, kapag total ban, talagang kahit mayaman, mahirap, may bata o matanda, hindi sila ma-expose or there's no means to play online. So, para sa akin, that's my point. But again, economically speaking, may ibang factor. Pero, let us think about the future generation here.
Yeah.
Kasi, kung ako, parent, ayoko naman makita yung anak mo na at the age of 15 or even younger, sugaron na. Di ba? Where is the moral ascendancy here? Nasaan na yung character building dito?
Yeah.
No? I'm not condemning the better, yung mga better, no? Yung mga pero yung sistema kasi talagang nakakatakot.
Masyadong
Mahirap na.
accessible.
That's
Yes.
true. So it's really easy to get hooked. So I guess ang first step dyan is, realizing that you are already addicted to online gambling. Di ba?
Yes.
Parang admission na, okay, I think there is something wrong. So, Doc, ano yung mga steps na pwedeng gawin for rehabilitating itong gambling addiction?
First, letter A, acknowledge it. Just acknowledge it na you need help. And then second, be more open doon sa opportunity for change. Di ba?
Yeah.
Otherwise kasi, pag hindi ka open doon sa change, mahirap din eh. And the letter C is, go back to your character. Di ba? Kasi, ano ba tinuro sa'yo? How do you spend your money? No? Maaaring sabihin, pera naman niya yun. Wala ka naman pakialam, Doc, no? Sana, John. Pero no, the issue here is, ano ba yung character mo? Saan mo ba gagamitin yung pera na pinaghirapan mo? No? Sasabihin na, deserve ko naman to. Yes, deserve mo, but look at the character. Ano yung pros and cons? Sana may pros. Di ba? May good side. Pero most of the time, it's cons. Letter D is discipline.
Okay.
No? Whether merong online gambling, whether walang online gambling, kaya mong kontrolin yung sarili mo. And yung pinakadulo is expert. Seek help to the expert. Kasi hindi maaaring, okay, na-recognize ko na, tapos na, but there are some expert there who can address the issues, especially yung mga nasa rehabilitation centers, no, that could address any form of addiction, no. Meron naman din medication din dyan for that, pero para sa akin, seek help to the expert.
Meron bang certain treatments for treating addiction like this? Mga peer support group?
Yeah, there is a psychotherapy sessions. I can usually conduct psychotherapy session for that. Meron kasi akong patient na from province pa lumuwas because hindi na niya kaya. So sabi ko, sige, kung willing ka to undergo the series of sessions, then you will see how much you're able to address or overcome this addiction. Second, yung family support group. Napaka-importante yung family support group kasi sa family magsasabi. And the third is the accountability partners mo na magsasabi, magre-remind sa'yo, John, masama yan. Or John, wag mo na subukan. Let's journey together towards your wellness. No?
Yeah.
Yun lang naman yung kailangan nating i-address for us to address the problem in online gambling addiction.
For our viewers, some family members, maybe friends nila na they feel na they're getting hooked too much into online gaming. Ano bang magandang approach? How do they intervene?
Yeah.
Yeah. The I language para sa akin yung anak, nakikita ko na nahihirapan ka. Pwede ba akong makatulong? So I feel so sad about it. Narinig ko sa iyo o nalaman ko.
Okay.
Something like that. Hindi yung, ano ba problema mo? Bakit nagsusugal?
Hindi pa galit.
Or
Yeah.
judging na kagad
Yes.
na, nako, yan na nga ba sasama mo So parang, masama pala ako. Hindi magpakamasama na rin ako. Pero kung sasabihin mo, naiintindihan ko, baka kailangan mo ng tulong ko. Okay, magiging reflective yung better. Diba? I'm not saying na addict pa yun pero yung kasi hindi naman din lahat din na better addict. Pero yung sistema ng paglalaro is addictive.
Yeah.
Okay? So yun lang naman yung very clear ako doon. Pero kahit papaano, wag mo na hintayin maging addicted ka doon sa online gambling. So doon pa lang the language of I, kasi may compassion
Yeah.
Merong understanding at the same time may empathy instead of apathy, no? Empathy. So doon papasok ka sa mundo niya. And then you journey together towards his or her wellness.
Doc, how does gambling addiction compare to other types of addiction? May difference ba or do we approach it the same way?
The same lang. The same. Whether, again, coffee addiction, TV addiction, internet
talk about my
addiction.
coffee.
Ulit yung coffee addiction.
Direct yung kape ko,
Dok, pinapatamaan mo kami ni Paolo
Pare-pareho kasi tayong coffee lover.
Oh, you know what? Aminin ko, okay? Don't talk about my coffee addiction.
No, I mean, pare-pareho kasi tayong coffee lover. But anyway, all forms of addiction, whether it is substance abuse and anything, that it's the same, no? Ang impact. Lahat ng sobrang masama. So kung naglalaro ka sa internet, that can be internet addiction. Pag nagsusugal ka, that's online gaming addiction. Pag mahilig ka sa alcohol, that's alcohol addiction. So that's, or substance, no? Pare-pareho lang yung impact niya. Pare-pareho lang din yung mental health issues na pwede mong makuha. Kasi nasisira na yung ABC mo, yung affective behavior and cognitive mo So that's it.
Alam mo, Doc, yung when you're addicted, so you need rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Pero may parang may parang negative image,
connotation.
for rehab. When you say rehab, what does it look like ba inside an institution doing rehabilitation for those with addiction?
Sad to say, yung rehabilitation or pag-rehabilitate niya, nagiging punitive, parusa, kaya nagiging pangit.
Okay.
Pero kung tutingnan natin from the word itself, rehabilitation, ibig sabihin, meron lang babaguhin, may aayusin. Pero dito sa Pilipinas, kasi pag rehab ka, parang punitive. Dahil addict ka sa online, pumunta ka sa rehab center, parusa ko sa iyo yun. Tapos pagdating sa rehab center, hindi mo na alam, parusa sa akin to.
Yeah.
Hindi nagiging healthy.
Yeah.
Sad to say, there are some na probably merong hindi magandang karanasan. Pero sa akin kasi, pwede naman din sabihin natin na hindi porket nasa rehabilitation center ka, wala ka ng pag-asa. You need to go there para maintindihan mo yung process of healing.
Okay.
It's not for us na to punish you, but to help you to heal yourself. Sana ganun Ang mindset kasi, addict to. Buti nga sa kanya, na-rehab. Di ba? Parang ang mindset is parusa. Pero ako, online addicted to, better ka pumunta sa rehabilitation center and I'll see you after 3 or 6 months. And then pag ngayon, natapos mo, congratulations, welcome back. Welcome home. Doon pa lang, pag naramdaman niya yun, okay, I'm new person now.
Yeah. Okay, Doc, we're running out of time, but I want to get 2 messages from you. Isa, para sa mga, feeling nila that there might be signs of addiction when it comes to online gambling. And pangalawa, sa family and friends, to those who are concerned about a certain individual na baka may problema or they want to open up the conversation. Let's start off first sa mensahe mo sa bettor or player that is potentially showing signs or na-recognize niya sa sarili niya na baka may problema dito.
Okay, for the better, just acknowledge and try to seek help. There's nothing wrong with that, no? We are here to help you. We are not here to judge you. For the family, never judge your loved ones who are hooked on this addiction because they don't need your advice. They need your love and understanding and compassion as well. Kasi pag more on the toxic positivity or negative advices, parang they feel bad. So they will look for another means, another person na probably hahanap sila ng where they are belong, no? Para sa akin, again, the family is the first or should be the psychologist for the bettor or for the player. Kasi sila yung mas kilala nila, yung mga taong yon. Then the family should accompany them for journeying them to their wellness. Para at least kahit papano, maging better person sila.
Right.
Better person, not better person.
Yes.
Better person.
One letter lang ang kailangan
One letter
ibahin.
kailangan ibahin.
Yes. If only it was that easy.
Hirap
no?
nun.
To just really shift from being addicted to being free of this parang this addiction, being hooked on online gambling. But great conversation with you as always. Thank you so much for your time. Doc Jhon Carandang, our resident psych.
Wow, thank you po.
Kape tayo soon, ha?
Yeah, of course.
Okay lang naman yata maging
Okay naman, basta hindi naman, wag
sobrang naging defensive ako para sa kape natin.
As long as it's not ruining relationships naman.
This probably sounds like addictive behavior, but it saves relationships.
Thank you again,
Thank you so
Doc.
much.
Thank you and have a great day.
So after the break, we're gonna hear from Dr. Benedicto of the Lung Center of the Philippines on what you need to know about lung health and air quality. Stay with us. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Every breath counts. This National Lung Month, we highlight how the air impacts the air, or rather how the air we breathe impacts our health. Now, with rising pollution, more Filipinos are at risk of lung diseases, including cancer. Today, Dr. Jubert Benedicto from the Lung Center of the Philippines joins us to explain how pollution affects our lungs and what we can do to protect ourselves and stay healthy. Magandang umaga, Dr. Benedicto. Welcome to Beautiful Day.
Hi, good morning, Paolo, and thank you very much for inviting me.
Doc, let's start off first with how air pollution affects our lungs and overall health. Kasi palagi natin sinasabi that it isn't just those first-hand smokers or maybe mga vapors. There are those environmental factors that could lead to serious diseases like lung cancer. How does that happen and what do we have to consider about yung environment po natin when it comes to yung lung health?
Yeah, that's very much true, Paolo. So we have to think that each breath we take, it's of course it's a mixture of the air that we take in, and this means the air quality is really a main determinant po para sa kalusugan din ng baga. So you can just imagine if let's say you're taking each breath, let's say you are breathing around 16 to 20 breaths per minute. Hindi ka pa niya nag-exercise, ha? And then you will note and you should be aware na kung pangit yung quality ng air na na-inhale mo.
Hi, Doc. So right now we're having a problem with your audio, but of course we're again talking to or trying to get back on the line si Dr. Jubert Benedicto from the Lung Center of the Philippines, again as part of our celebration, rather our observance of National Lung Month. Doc, I think we have you back here. Of course, you did mention a while ago na around 16 to 20 or so breaths per minute na wala pang exercise nun. We do take in a lot of air and a lot of pollutants kasama doon. Let's talk about yung mga specific pollutants na kailangan talagang i-observe or be worried about. We hear terms like PM2.5, nitrogen dioxide, and ozone. Can you explain what type of pollutants we actually have to watch out for in terms of yung lung health natin?
Definitely, Paolo, those are the things that we are monitoring on the ground. So you mentioned yung nitrous oxide, yung mga PM2.25. So measurement lang po ito ng mga dust, let's say sa air and particulate materials. And definitely po, pag pumasok yan sa baga, poor quality of air, that will incite inflammation in the lungs and in our airway, and that will lead to certain diseases po.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you mentioned it a while ago, may particle size po yan. And we always hear about it when it comes from our local governments, talking about yung air quality. Ano nga ba yung difference ng PM10, PM2.5, and why does it matter?
Definitely po, both will matter because you have to understand our air passages are equipped with defense mechanism. So nafi-filter po ng nose yan if it's too large, and then subsequently if it goes down our air passages, we do have some mechanisms in place to make sure that it's trapped there, it does not go all the way sa lungs. However, as the particulate matters become smaller, PM2.5, yan na po yung naglalodge sa peripheral airways natin, sa baga po natin. And definitely, once this happens, these are the ones which exposes the lungs to possibly dirty air or dirty particles that can incite inflammation and certain diseases.
Mm-hmm. Doc, the European Respiratory Society says that tiny particles like yung PM10 at gases like nitrogen dioxide can actually cause and exacerbate diseases like COPD in particular. Doc, when we talk about that type of disease and of course how air quality affects people with COPD, just how much more careful should we be around yung polluted air?
Definitely, these are very important information. So what we are trying to say that each time, it's poor quality of air, then it goes down all the way sa lungs. This will incite inflammation, which leads to damages in the airway, especially the lungs. That's why it was proven already that such air quality can give rise to diseases such as COPD or what we commonly term as emphysema. Dahil po sa intense inflammation, intense poor quality of air, this will possibly, strain your defense mechanism in the lungs, and definitely this will lead to destruction. Kaya po siya nagkaka-emphysema, kaya po tayo nagkakaroon ng COPD. So these are the things that we watch out for. Asthma exacerbations is also on the rise because of poor quality of air. Even, let's say, pneumonia. So those are the diseases attributed to poor air quality.
Now, in the same study that we mentioned a while ago, Doc, researchers also found that people living near mga busy roads or polluted areas are more likely to develop yung mga lung problems sa ganito. If we're also seeing that a bit here in the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken, especially that's urban sprawl natin dito sa Metro Manila in particular. How do we address living in situations like this to be able to take care of yung lung health natin?
Work and from school that is tied to poor quality of air. So you are right in saying that once you live in a busy street, in possibly in an urban setting, a lot of air traffic, a lot of land traffic goes in there. Yes, it can lead to certain absenteeism. If not, it will reduce your productivity. How do we prevent it? Well, number one, from our end, definitely yung mga nakokontrol natin, stop smoking. Do not already contribute to the poor air quality. Number two is possibly your vehicles. So as much as possible po, maging maganda po sana ang quality ng vehicles natin so that we won't contribute to the smoke emission. And definitely po, the way we live, no, the way we live. Iwasan po natin yung mga pagsiga, no, yung mga open fire, open pit, and then possibly the way we take care of ourselves. So if you know that the air quality is poor, maybe mask can possibly guard you against, let's say, possible attacks of COPD or asthma. And then there's always that possibility of prevention, of course. Huwag ka na lang lumabas pag masyadong poor yung quality of air, especially if you have underlying lung diseases.
Doc, you mentioned a while ago, hopefully stopping smoking will actually help save your lungs directly. Pero a lot of people also talk about yung mga secondhand smoke when it comes to vaping and when it comes to smoking as well. Should that also be considered when talking about yung air quality, especially from a very specific and localized setting?
Certainly, no? Certainly. So anything that we can do, siguro nga, we will start with the air around us. So the vaping pandemic is already should be already addressed already. Kasi nakita nyo naman the amount of smoke that comes from vape devices, no? So definitely secondhand smoke, even coming not just from cigarette but from vape, has really dangers, especially to one's health, if not contributing already to the poor air quality.
And of course, there are certain demographics that I think we can consider as more at risk, yung mga children, seniors, or people with pre-existing conditions. When you talk about those particular demographics, how do they live under this type of situation kung saan minsan talagang air quality is not up to the standard that they should be having to protect themselves?
Definitely, you have hit the nail on the head, Paolo. We certainly look at certain age group as more vulnerable. So extremes of age, the elderly, the children, those with underlying lung diseases. How should they take care of their lung health, especially in conditions na hindi nga nila control yung lahat ng contributors sa poor air quality? So number one, siguro prevention. So definitely, if they do have maintenance medications like inhalers, I would highly advise them to please be compliant and maging masunurin po sa ating maintenance na gamot. That's number one. Number two is don't already challenge kung yung lung health mo. So if you think the air quality is poor and it's really tied to your attacks, huwag ka na lang muna lumabas pag napaka-poor ng air quality. Number three, siguro is vaccination can help. So we are talking about your annual flu vaccine or your pneumonia vaccine as well. This could really help in preventing infectious exacerbations or infectious attacks of your diseases.
Well, we talk about yung mga early signs that you may have a pollution-related lung problem. What symptoms should they watch out for? And of course, Siyempre, minsan sabi naman ng iba, oy, konting ubo lang yan, that they don't really mind it, mawawala din yan. Pero minsan tumatagal rin eh. So, what can people do or what should people watch out for that they should be concerned about, especially when it comes to pollution-related lung problems?
Well, definitely, number one, ang napapansin po nila, they will more or less be observant that their symptoms increase in severity tsaka frequency. They are more prone to attacks once that, let's say, the air quality dips. No? So they will see it, let's say, after New Year. Di po ba, pag maraming nagpapaputok, firecrackers and everything, they will tell you, I feel bad each time I go out of the house during December 31 hanggang mga January 2 yan. So it's really tied down to the quality of air. Number two is because they know yung range ng symptoms nila, they do know if it's their bad day, so they should be monitoring their bad day and what triggers their bad day. And then subsequently, they do have doctors to advise them what to take or where to go in terms of pag sumusobra na po yung attack. So we frequently look at the frequency of the cough. It becomes more symptomatic, yung associated symptoms like, let's say, breathlessness, mas nagiging productive yung cough. Those are the things that one should watch out for.
Does rain actually help the air become cleaner? Kasi it is the rainy season and some people hope and assume na pati yung air natin malilinisan apart from whichever else as affected by the rainy weather.
So I think it's more of the wind, no? Rather than the air itself. So sometimes, in fact, because of yung sudden rainfall, in fact, it will tend to exacerbate certain diseases like your asthma or your COPD. Kasi yung kalidad din ng hangin, di po ba, minsan sasabihin ng patient, ayaw nila yung parang basak na quality ng air. Tapos yun ang nagsusumpong sa kanila, no? Yung exacerbations nila or attacks. So it's really more of yung wind siguro associated with the rainy condition that will cleanse the air.
Doc, we're running out of time, but before we let you go, syempre some people are concerned with yung air quality nila sa sarili nilang bahay or their workplaces. When you talk about controlling yung air quality within closed spaces, especially indoors, sa bahay, sa opisina, what can you suggest that families or employers could do to improve indoor air quality and, of course, help take care of everyone's lung health wherever they are?
Yes, very good question. So maybe they should be the one to, implement certain measures to improve ventilation. So open your window kung meron po tayong mga fans and everything. So gawin po nating unilaminar yung
It looks like we're having a hard time with Dr. Benedicto. Unfortunately, when he was giving great advice on indoor air quality. But of course, hopefully you can all check online for more advice on the Philippine Lung Center as well, especially considering that it is the National Lung Month. So hopefully we can spread more awareness as well. I think Doc is back. Doc, before we let you go, can we have that piece of advice really quickly para lang malaman ng mga viewers natin what they could do to take care of themselves at home or in the office?
Yes. So improve ventilation, open your windows, and then have a unilaminar flow, so yung flow po ng hangin palabas. Those are the things that are within your control.
Dr. Benedicto, maraming salamat po. Hopefully we can have you live instead next time around because it has been an interesting conversation.
Looking forward to a live discussion with you.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
Doc.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for your insights. Maraming salamat po. Have a great day. Now, we've got more stories for you after the break, plus our horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. Now it's time for us to find out what the stars have in store for us today and if we're bound to have a good Monday or not. Let's hear it from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Feng Shui Master, Hans Kua. Ito ang ating horoscope, Monday, August 4. Simulan natin sa Year of the Rat. Kung di mo na siya pinagkakatiwalaan, huwag mo nang dalhin ang relasyon sa pagdating ng Ghost Month. Right at 6. Kay Year of the Ox naman tayo, i-finalize na ang resignation kung matagal mo nang gustong umalis. Gold at 2. Kay Tiger naman tayo, kung pareho kayong ready, planuhin na ang wedding at move in na together. Green at 3. Kay Rabbit naman tayo, iwasan ang pagbili sa mga online sale, lalo na kung hindi ito importante. Cream at 8. Kay Dragon naman tayo, ayusin na ang away. Ghost month is not the time for silent treatment. Yellow at 1. Kay Year of the Snake naman tayo, kung paulit-ulit kanya nasasaktan, itigil na. Mas delikado ito kapag pumasok na ang malas ng Ghost Month. White at 4. Ito na! Man, Care of the Horsey, may small win today. Gamitin yan bilang motivation mo. Pink at 9. Kay Ship naman tayo, kung walang respeto, hindi yan relasyon. Let go or get dragged. Silver at 7. Kay Year of the Monkey naman tayo, you'll solve something today that others avoid. Good job! Violet at 5. Kay Year of the Rooster naman tayo, kumain ng isda at gulay. Iwas tayo sa cholesterol spike. Blue at 6. Kay Dog naman tayo, huwag magpatukso sa promo. Gamitin ang pera for security. Green at 8. At Care of the Pig naman tayo, ayusin na ang lumang kontrata, tapusin bago pumasok yan, Ghost Month. Page at 9. Paalala lang, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua, Bilyonaryo Feng Shui Expert.
Thank you as always, Master Hans Kua. Ang serious nung horoscope ko today. If there's no respect in the relationship, then it's time to let go.
Oh, may malit na panaro daw ako today.
Small win. You know what? You have to celebrate small wins.
Yeah, celebrate
all the
small
time.
wins. Kahit Ghost Month, diba? Pero bakit nga ba Ghost Month?
Ano ba ang Ghost Month? Is
Kasi
it the month of August?
It's the month of August.
Okay.
Kaya Ghost... Yeah! Let's go, spinner! Oh,
Parang
I like
ganyan
that.
lang yung joke na pinadala ko sa'yo nung August 2.
August 2. Actually, it took me a while to get it, pero nag-gets ko
Alam mo
kagad.
ba na
Nag-gets ko
ikaw
kagad.
yung unang-una kong naisip talaga, oh my God, I'm gonna send this to Paolo. He's gonna get it in an instant.
August 2. Ano ba naman ito? Diba? Anyway, look, we got, apart from all the corny jokes, of course, to go with that, may tsaa tayo today.
Yes, we do. We have this morning's tea.
Ang pangit ng segue natin, sorry.
Nabigla rin ako. Parang, ay, okay, is it time for this na? Parang feeling ko, nabigla rin sila sa control. Parang, ay, tapos
Segue
na
ba
yung
yun?
ad-lib.
Segue ba yun?
I think they were expecting us to talk some more. Oh my God, this show is so live.
Walang coordination at all.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, here's your first cup of tea this morning. Chapel Roan just blew up the charts and fans saw it coming. Her new single, The Subway, debuted at #1 on both global and US Spotify, racking up over 8.3 million streams in a single day. It is the biggest launch for a female artist on the global Spotify chart this year, surpassing Sabrina Carpenter's Man-Child and marking Roan's first ever global #1. Known for her bold queer storytelling, Roan's latest track makes it clear she's carving out a lane that's entirely her own.
Grabe.
Woo! Way to go, Chapel Roan.
Naalala ko dati yung Take Me to Church. Pala, hindi. Let's go to the chapel. Chapel Rowan. Of course, congratulations to
Ano
Chabaron.
yung mga
And
jokes natin today?
number 1 on Spotify.
You know what I
US and
found
global
out?
Spotify.
Na-reject pala siya from The Voice and America's Got Talent.
Mm.
So, she got rejected twice in both these shows.
going.
Diba?
Oo,
And
and now
she
we're all
looks at
saying
this
yes.
as blessings in disguise.
I mean, like, syempre, you learn more from your failures than you do from your
True.
successes.
That's true. You use
Diba?
that as a stepping stone
Of
to
course.
rise up the charts.
Yes.
Literally, there.
Yes.
She rose up the charts.
She did to number 1.
Okay, second cup of tea na tayo. Second cup of tea. Fans of The Devil Wears Prada can't wait for the sequel as they caught stars Anne Hathaway and Meryl Streep filming in New York for The Devil Wears Prada 2. Eyewitnesses video caught the two celebs in the Big Apple with the locations and date verified by Reuters using images from the film set showing the actresses wearing the same clothing.
Wow.
The Devil Wears Prada first premiered in 2006, 19 years ago. And I am still watching that movie on repeat all the time. Every time I feel like I'm ugly today, I'm gonna watch Devil Wears Prada. And according to IMDb, the long-awaited sequel is set to release on May 1, 2026. A lot of New Yorkers have been seeing these stars while they're filming. Like si Meryl Streep and si Stanley Tucci, they were seen at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. They were filming there. Tapos there's this scene also where they were rushing out of the building and Meryl Streep was there, Stanley Tucci, and Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
And they were getting into a car.
Alam mo,
So
sobrang,
nice.
sobrang swerte ng mga taga New York,
I
okay,
know,
to be able
right?
to see all of
Yeah.
this. Of course, ako, I mean, like, obviously, Meryl Streep and Hathaway, big fans, but I have to shout out the rest of the Tucci gang out there. Kasi Stanley, the
I love
Tucci,
Stanley
the Tucci is one of
I love
my
him.
favorite character actors out there.
I am so
Galing.
glad that he's still part of the sequel.
course.
Buti na lang wala si Adrian Grenier. I am not really a fan of his character. Siya yung villain talaga ng Devil Wears Prada. That's arguably
It's funny that you're happy that we're moving on from him because we're gonna move on from this also. Because we're gonna talk about a bit of mobility here.
Ooh.
Because here is a burning hot cup of tea. Now, during his Sorry, nauna po ako. During his fourth sauna last week, President Bongbong Marcos promised to conduct fitness programs along with opening parks and plazas across different LGUs. He also promised car-free Sundays and ordering Philippine Sports Commission to open its track and field oval in Pasig, Manila, and Baguio for free for jogging. Now, a viral tweet has opened conversations online about the lack of outdoor fitness parks in the Philippines. On Sunday, user Chef Gigelo Gison wrote on X, hinahayaan na nga kayo mag-jogging o mag-bike sa UP kahit di naman kayo estudyante, alumni, faculty, or staff. Tapos 2 araw lang ng upkat, sinabayan nyo pa. Or rather, sinabayan nyo po yung mga test takers. Wala ba kayong pwedeng joggingan? Didn't realize that was a word. Na iba, di kayo mag-jogging o mag-bike sa mga union ninyo. End of quote. Responses to the tweet are highly divided. Now, in a separate post, user_JM Tarado wrote, quote, UPD students and faculty pushing back against runners in the Akan Oval is really a supply issue. There aren't enough public parks where people can run. The UPD and the running community don't have to fight when it's the government that should actually do more, end of quote. And I think this calls for some hot takes. Now, this is when it should have rolled behind us. Li kanina, okay?
Hindi pa.
Oh, vibe check. Iba nga yung na-roll kanina. Hot takes to.
Hot takes.
Wala pa kaming
What's going on
sponsor.
today?
Wala
It's
din
the
kaming...
ghost. It's the ghost month.
It's the ghost month. It's August. It's August month. I felt like ako ba yung nagkamali? Ako hindi. But anyway, let's talk more about
I'm
this.
enjoying
alright?
this so much.
I'm not. But of course,
But
happy Monday, guys. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
All right, Ann, where do you stand on this muna?
I agree na
okay.
kulang talaga tayo ng open spaces where people can jog.
Yeah.
Diba? And I feel like na bother si Chef because nga pag-upkat, it gets really crazy sa UP Diliman, diba? And then sasabayan mo ng mga nagjo-jogging, nagbabike, so crowd control, nagkaka-problem. So we need more spaces. You were talking about yung sinabi ni President Marcos during the SONA na he wanted the what do you call
ovals,
that? The sports centers to open their tracks, diba? For people to run on or mag-jogging sila there for free every Sunday.
Yeah.
Diba?
So nasa
And
Pasig,
sabi
Manila.
mo nga may pros and cons yun eh.
Of
diba?
course.
Yeah.
Ako, personally speaking, let's start off first with UP Diliman. All right? UP Diliman, hindi ako taga-UP. Just to be completely fair and transparent. And yes, nakijogging na ako sa UP. All
A
right?
lot of times.
Yeah, I mean like,
Yun talagang puntahan in Quezon City.
in Quezon
People
City in
just go
particular.
there.
And
Yeah.
reminder, taga Muntinlupa ako, okay? Nakapag-jogging na ako sa UP.
Yeah.
And it's almost an institution. It's a wide space. It's bigger than most facilities.
Yes.
In terms of and it's wide enough, and I never personally felt na it was overcrowded kapag it's jogging time. Yeah, maraming tao, but I wouldn't say naman na it's overwhelming. Now, yes, nakisabay nga sa upkat.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been complaining na UP students. Personally, as much as I understand it, if there is a school function, maybe the UP in particular could have better crowd control for the buildings kung saan may upkat, right?
Or maybe just close it muna for 2 days.
Yeah,
Or wala muna
I mean,
pwede mag-jogging
pwede
or
naman.
mag-bike.
Oo,
right?
but
Yeah.
now the supply issue here. Now that's a different
Yeah,
story rin.
yeah.
Oo. The supply issue, I think it's no secret that yung Metro Manila has a distinct lack of green spaces.
Yes.
To the point that we actually have had features in the past about the last lung of Metro Manila, which I believe in Quezon City. I have to double check that. But there are very few spaces in terms of being safe. Kasi
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest issues I personally feel is that runners are not safe in the regular traffic. They're not safe outside of these spaces.
Yes.
Kaya talagang dinudumog yung mga areas that people feel that
They're
can
safe
run,
there. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So there is a supply issue. I don't think UP should close its doors, to be quite honest. I think that their campus is big enough. Their ACAD Oval is
Yeah.
accessible enough.
Yeah.
I know a lot of Ateneans who run there. I know lots of Lasalians who run there. But I think that it should be kept open. I don't think it should be closed off. Speaking as an outsider, ha?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
speaking
yeah.
as an outsider.
Yeah.
But if they do have school functions, they should, and I wouldn't mind it if they did implement yung mga crowd control na kailangan nila.
Yes. And I think, the regular joggers, regular runners who go to UP Diliman to exercise every weekend, usually weekend yan napupuno eh. But they would understand. If there's a school function and they close that for 1 or 2 days, they would understand kung bakit hindi muna sila pwedeng magpunta.
Yeah.
And they redirect naman din traffic and everything. So, pwede na rin isama nila yun doon sa crowd control.
Yeah. And, hopefully more people invest in spaces because QC...
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good idea to open up these sports centers
Yeah.
for runners or joggers every Sunday, and it's for free daw, sabi ng
Yeah,
president.
it is.
I guess the maintenance lang of these
Yeah,
sports centers.
actually, it's
dun
not
lang
just Sunday. It's not just Sunday para
Ay,
sa...
di ba? I
oo.
thought that pag Sunday.
Yung car-free Sunday yung pinapush. Pero it's open for even beyond Sundays.
Okay.
Yung mga sports PSC buildings, which includes Ultra in Pasig, Rizal Memorial Sports Complex in Manila, and of course, yung facility nila sa Baguio, where actually the boxers train.
Okay.
Ako personally, as a sports person, yung nagiging wari lang ako for the maintenance of
Yeah.
yung mga tracks natin.
The
Kasi
tracks,
goma din
yes.
sila eh, right? So,
Yeah.
the more people that use it, yung wear and tear,
Wear and tear.
niya will be, significantly raised, right? So, that means yung maintenance niya eventually, you might have to replace it more or you might have to maintain it more and more money will be spent on that.
Yeah,
Pero syempre,
yeah.
it comes with its risk and the question is it worth it? And I'm sure our government officials will say yes, because we do need a more active citizenry in terms of yung athletics. I mean, from, if I'm not mistaken, Quezon City is already renovating Amoranto Sports Complex. Alam ko Marikina can perhaps be
I love their sports complex.
Marikina Sports
In
Complex.
Marikina, yeah.
I think it could be refurbished a bit more, right? And there are certain areas that pwede. I know Muntinlupa also has a version of yung car-free Sunday nila that we see in Makati.
Yeah.
In the
And
Philippines
Quezon City
area.
too,
Yeah. Quezon City also. Oo. Alam ko
I'm
talaga QC
girl
ka eh.
ako, so I always vouch for Quezon City.
Yeah, and there are more spaces out there, but I think there has to be more. Hopefully, we can see more private investment in certain spaces and certain places.
We need these open spaces for people to exercise, 'di ba? Yung mga Zumba. Pag morning sa Quezon City Circle, if I'm not mistaken, meron dun yung mga seniors, they gather and then nagkakalisthenics sila. We need spaces for that.
Oh yeah, I mean like yung mga what do you call that? Yung Tai Chi din.
Yung may ganun.
Yung magta-Tai Chi din sila.
diba?
I mean like, syempre, naalala ko ng bata ko nung umikot ako sa Luneta. May mga nagta-Tai Chi dun.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, nung bata ko umikot ako sa Luneta.
Pwede pero namang umikot sa Luneta ngayon.
That's
pwede
another
naman.
open space that I think that we can make even safer and better. But I mean like I think we need more parks. I think we need more spaces for people to run and enjoy. I honestly feel na may spacing issue dito sa Pilipinas. We're so used to being stuck together that we forget how nice it is to have open space.
That's right.
So yeah, let's sometimes at the end of the day we need a bit of therapy. Sa totoo lang, kasi I need my space. But of course,
especially this ghost month, where
pero
a lot of crazy things are happening.
we talked about therapy, diba? So
Yeah.
I mean like it's the perfect segue to our next event. Now, cool things off. It's time for a vibe check. Okay, mukhang tama yung na-roll natin.
That
Okay,
is
ang
where
ganda-
we
ang
play
ganda-
vibe check.
Nag-segue natin. Alright, to brighten your day, here is a new emerging animal sensation the internet can't get enough of.
Oh, so cute.
These are the mini therapy horses. Yes, these are mini therapy. Look at that!
Oh my
Mini therapy
goodness.
horses go
I want
to
a pet mini
hospital
horse.
rooms to cheer up ailing patients. Not only are they cute, but they also play the mini piano. That's right, they're more talented than some people when it comes to new musicality. Let's take a look at there, oh. I think that's a piano, right? Wala, hindi. Kala ko piano yung
Meron
remote
isang
yun.
shot na
Oo.
nagpa-piano yung the mini horse is playing the piano.
I mean, like, ako, if I were... There it
Ayan,
is.
there, oh. Yeah. Look at that.
I mean, it's music. But you know what? Ako, to be fair, I wouldn't know how to react kapag nasa ospital ako tapos may pumasok na kabayo.
Parang isipin mo prank eh.
I mean,
Diba?
like, first of all, napapaisip ka mental hospital. I mean, naka-confine ba ako sa mental hospital na biglang may pumasok na kabayo. Oh,
Is this really happening?
may kabayo ba talaga? No.
And then you reach out to touch it.
Oh, like, totoo ba to?
And it's funny pa, because some of the patients, parang naka-anesthesia, and then tulog sila.
Oo,
So
then
once
paggising
they
nila, may kabayo.
regain consciousness,
Oh my
they
gosh.
see the mini horse there by their bedside, playing the
Oh.
piano, like doing that.
Oh my gosh. That's the greatest.
Well, apparently it helps.
Oh,
It's
oh.
therapeutic.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Pero like, would you, like, if you were coming out of, like, an episode with anesthesia, right?
Oo.
Bagong gising ka. We all know how minsan loopy tayo
Oh,
after
I
anesthesia.
know. You're groggy, and then parang you can't even remember where you are.
Would you,
Diba? And then you
you,
see the horse.
Oo. Yay or nay? Would you freak out?
I would not freak out if it's just a small horse.
No, I would.
The cute. Pero pag malaki yung horse, parang sinusundo ako sandali. Kakatakot!
Sinusundo ka!
Ayoko nun! Pag malaki yung horse, at least the mini horse is...
Kailangan mini horse talaga. Kung hindi, nakatakot na. Okay. I get that. Oh my gosh. All right. You know what? we're not done with this kasi we have
Ayoko pala to.
we have a pet trend. We have a pet trend na siguro kung may mini horse kayo, pwede nyo itong gamitin.
Okay, if that's not cute enough. Cute aggression for you this morning. Here's a trend that expresses that playful giggle feeling with your pets perfectly. This drop boom bam trend on TikTok has over 2.2 million entries. Let's go
Wow.
watch this.
Alam mo, I have to come to the defense of our four-legged friends. Paano kung kayo ang anong
Ang
tawag sa trend
ganun-ganun
na to?
eh.
Anong tawag sa trend nga nito?
You know, ano nga Ed, what we're showing now, malaki yung dog. I saw an entry on
Bum, bam.
TikTok na yung dog niya, maliit lang. Like yung one of those miniature, like yung mini, the small dogs. So,
A mini poodle?
basta
Oo.
mini.
Okay. Baka
Mini
bagel.
horse.
Hindi
Hindi,
horse.
basta mini.
Kung kabayo
The
yun.
The small dog. Tapos, so pagdating ng boom, ginaganon niya, tumatalsik yung dog. I don't like that.
No. Okay, this is a fun trend, but be
I
nice
don't-
to your pets.
I don't think the animals understand that it's just play
No,
and it's
just-
a prank.
Just think about it this way. What if your dog did that to you?
Yeah, if it
Paano
was
kung
the other way
dinabumbam ka ng
around.
aso mo?
You know what? I feel like I want to see this being done on a pet cat.
On a cat?
Lalaban yun.
Diba ang dami mong pusa?
Yeah, ang dami ko.
Okay, go. Subukan mo.
I
Tingnan
know,
natin.
I feel like dogs kasi they will not bite you, but if it was a cat, first ganun mo pa lang,
Oh, I don't
it'll
know.
scratch you.
I don't know. Depende naman sa aso. I mean, like,
Sabagay,
as someone with 6 Shih Tzus,
But are you okay with that trend?
it's fun kapag tao, like if
Meron
there
ding
was-
taong version nun, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's-
of that trend
yeah,
where they
there's a-
push each other and kick each other.
Yan
dun
masaya yan eh.
dun sa
Kasi
boom.
parang siyang boxing na hindi. Pero ito, with the dogs, I mean, like, I understand it's cute. Just do it
It's
gently.
cute.
Do it
Gently
gently.
lang.
Ito, like, that's a bit cute. I can understand that. That's a bit rough housing. Pwede na yan, right?
Ayun, that one I don't like.
Well,
Look at the dog, parang trying
Well-
to figure out whether to bite the fur mom or not.
but you know what? Kung umatake yung aso,
That would have been fun to watch. though.
I think mas lalo pa yung nag-trend.
Yes.
Alright? Just saying. Diba? Drop, boom,
I wanna
bam.
see that happen. Like,
Drop,
kakaganyan
boom,
mo,
bam.
no? And then
Not my thing.
sinakmal ka lang
It's
dog.
not my thing. Drop, boom, bam's not my thing. Especially,
I feel like we should do it for the show.
sino yung aso natin?
Hindi walang dog. Tayo lang. Like, probably me trying to push you. And because since you're so strong, yan, gawin natin, no? Pwede ba yun? I-play nga natin. Pwede i-play. Yan, no? Push ko siya.
And that's a wrap for our show this Monday.
Don't wrap up first. Let's say hi first.
Mag-hi ka muna.
Let's say hi first to Shane Ruado, who's watching us over YouTube. Hi, Shane. Thank you so much for joining us. To everyone who's watching us on Facebook and YouTube, sending us those messages, hello, and thank you for joining us today. And also, it was confirmed that we were simulcast on Mellow 94.7 BFM. Hi, Diane. Diane sent us a message saying, yes, we are.
Good.
Heard on Mellow. Hi, Diane. Good morning.
So happy that we're there as well. And again, I would like to thank all of you for joining us. We learned a lot today. So much so that
Gulo
we
ng
have
show.
we have probably undiagnosed coffee addiction. Yung isa doon, we learned about lung health, how to keep ourselves safe. We also known that dogs can attack us if we do boom boom or pow. Ano yung tawag doon? Basta boom drop. Basta ayun yung boom boom. Alright, that's a wrap on our show this Monday, August 4. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Paolo Del Rosario. Remember, keep it cool and take it easy.
And I'm Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead, and always remember to choose joy, spread kindness, and pack your own sunshine. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful Day!